It's time now for the PHL Morning News of this Wednesday morning, September 23rd, 2015. Good morning to you all this lovely Wednesday morning, September 23rd, 2015 here. Here are your news and I here at our top story at 8 a.m. on this Wednesday morning is when former Yankees manager, general manager Larry McPhail's first saw Yogi Berra. He saw the squat, goofy looking catcher reminded of the ball of the man on the plate at Commander Team as he baseball great Yogi Berra died at the age of 90. It's Pope Francis' first full day in Washington. One thing you'll undoubtedly notice during this coverage today is that he won't be conversant extensively in English, but rather in his native Argentine Spanish. The University of Delaware said early Wednesday that it was investigating the appearance of 3 makeshift nooses on campuses as a hate crime. Berlin, Volkswagen chief executive Martin Winterkorn faces a reckoning with his board on Wednesday 7 to explain the falsification of the U.S. Brussels, European Union leaders could promise billions of euros in new funding for Syrian refugees at an emergency summit on Wednesday, where they will also try to patch up better vision of the migration crisis. You have to raise and impress of a life. Saving drugs by 5,000 per cent, becoming the most hated man on the internet. Martin Shkreli says he'll lower the cost. Athens, Greece's top priorities in the media term are shorting up capital levels of the country's banks and launching discussions with lenders on debt relief. Finance Minister Euclid Taskos said on Wednesday. In Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso's President Michael Kafando said he and his government were back in power on Wednesday, a week after the coup fight. It was unclear who was really in charge after the rebellion's leader after he attended a state function. Cairo, a lawyer at the Egypt state-run news agency, said President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi has power under the Canadian Joseph Al Jazeera's English Mohammed Fahmy, along with a prominent human rights activist. Matter of fact, Saudi Arabia, Muslim pilgrims from around the world began gathering before dawn on Wednesday in the Valley of Mount Arafat in Saudi Arabia for a day of prayer that marks the pinnacle of the annual Hajj pilgrimage. It's no secret to people who walk the streets of Los Angeles and homeless people tens of thousands of them are everywhere as Los Angeles panel promotes homeless emergency and funds. An American who votes according to the demonstration is not bigotry but liberty. It's not a religious test, it's a personal choice. An Oklahoma mother says her son's teacher shaved the 4-year-old lefty. It's branded in his other hand. Sadie said he has always favored his left hand, but after coming home from Oaks Elmer in Oklahoma recently, he started using the right hand. He has straight rep. The outlook for the global economy became bleaker on Wednesday as signs of a deeper downturn in China emerged, despite massive policy stimulus coupled with a weak growth in the rest of Europe. Lisbon, Portugal's Census agency has revised sharply upward for the country's 2014 budget deficit from 4.5% to 7.2% after the Treasury failed to recoup the loan it made to the bank. Boeing wins 300 aircraft orders from Chinese firms as signs of the deal for Chinese Aircraft Completion Center, compete with Airbus in key Chinese markets. Netflix is doing it on Wall Street, but last Sunday's enemy shows it's not quite yet the dawn of Hollywood. And now to look at a stock market report here at 8:03. Alright. Anchorage, Alaska. Researchers have uncovered a new species of plant-eating dinosaur in Alaska, according to a report published on Tuesday. A new University of Oregon study says anyone that is a cloud made of bacteria particles that's unique to each person as a fingerprint. As you settle in Sunday night to watch the Super Bowl lunar eclipse kick off, was a beauty. 7 bone specimens from the upward Sun River side of Alaska, as new research reveals that the ancient Native Americans have apparently been fishing for food as a practice as early as the Ice Age. U.S. health experts will review the potential risk of Bayer's AG permit contraceptive rights. It's June, Thursday, allowed grown. Nestle, Swiss biotech firm to develop Alzheimer's tests. Second, Nestle helps science deal in the weekend list foresees further healthcare growth. MathGuard promised to treat sleep apnea as study has found that sexual activity is not a risk factor for those who heart disease scholar. Today's when sex was considered a taboo after surviving a heart attack. Okay, look at stock market report now. 63.3447 down 179.72. S&P 500 1942.74. And NASDAQ 4,076.72. Here's the news time, 8:04. Ta-da! For a spot report, the Boston Red Sox lose today. Tampa Bay Rays 5-2, and the Not Lancers. Varsity volleyball team fall to Hopkins Hills 3-0 here today. Sox and the Rays go ahead again in the third of a 4-game series at 7:10 p.m. while the Wheaton Lions men's soccer team will be at Wheaton College to take it on Roger Williams. Game time 4 o'clock. Andy Murray celebrates Great Britain's Davis Cup semifinal win against Australia as Britain face Belgium on the Davis Cup final. So maybe you are safe to return to the college football playoff won't be as smooth as everyone assumed it would be with 15 starting return from last year's title winning team. New York Jets Fitzpatrick making Todd Bowles and McKagan look brilliant. Berkeley, California. Cowboys looking for the repeat promotion of the year after a promising season was drilled by a lopsided loss to Huskies. The Golden Bears giving in a rematch tomorrow. Bear Children's Time is out 8:05 on this Wednesday morning. It's time now for Trevor Porter. Let's show you up out in the Rhode Island near where 146 of the southbound side is slow from Lincoln all the way at the downtown Providence. Here 95 on the southbound side, so for protect all the way at the downtown Providence due to accident here on accident 95 southbound 1. Route 146, so expects delays here. 6 tag connections from Route 6 to downtown Providence here. Route 6 to the eastbound side, so before the 6 tag connector here. 185 to the westbound side, so from Seacock to Route 44 to the east Providence here. 285 to the northbound side, so from Route 37 in Crescent all the way at 2. Route 14 in Justin. Route 285 to the southbound side, so after Route 6 in Justin here. 146 on both ends, so from 146 North Smithfield here. 99 to the northbound side, so from Route 126 all the way up to Route 122 to the Lincoln Woonsocket area here. 95 on the northbound side, so Route 37 in Crescent all the way out to downtown Providence here. Before Route 195, Route 4 to the southbound side, so from 102 to exit all the way to North Kingstown here. 130 to the westbound side of Newport Bridge, it's a little slow here. 95 on the northbound side, so from 295 in Attleboro all the way to Route 152 in the North Attleboro here. 495 on the northbound, 495 on the southbound side is slow from Bay Street in Taunton all the way to Route 13 in the Rain and Mayor. 495 on the northbound side, so from Route 16 in Milford all the way out to Route 9 in Westboro here. Out of the Cape Board Bridge to the southbound side, a little slow here. 195 on the eastbound side, so from Board Bridge all the way out to Route 195 eastbound, so from Bradley Bridge to Fall River all the way out to Route 79 here. 24 on the northbound side, so before Route 106 in West Bridgewater here. And then it breaks again from Harrison Boulevard and Avon all the way out to Route 128 in Kenton here. Route 3 to the northbound side, so from 228 in Rockland into the Braintree Split. 120 to the southbound side, so from 93 in 24 in Kenton all the way to the Braintree Split. 120 to the northbound side it is, so from 95 in Kenton all the way out to after the Bass Pike in Weston Air. 120 to the southbound side, so from Linfield all the way out to Lexington and Waltham area here. Around Trapeal Road. 120 to the northbound side, so around Trapeal Road here. Out in Worcester, 290 in the eastbound side, it is so from Auburn all the way out to Route 9 in Worcester here. 146 to the northbound side, it is so before 290 in Worcester, and 290, we got an accident on 290 eastbound before 122A. In Worcester, so expects for delays here. Mass back in the eastbound side, it is slow around Route 9 in Freeman, and then hit brakes again from Route 30 in Natick all the way out to the Pruitt Tunnel. Mass back in the westbound side, so for the Logan Road to South Boston, and then hit brakes again around the Austin Bright, so the westbound side of the Mass back, and then you hit the brakes again around Newton Corner here. Chippewa Tunnel both ends, it's looking good here. South East Express is northbound side, so from the Braintree Split all the way out to Dorchester and South Boston here. South East Express is southbound side, so around Dorchester get an accident here on the South East Expressway. Around South 7th Street in South Boston exit 16, so expect some delays here. 93 to the southbound side, it is slow from Methuen all the way out to Route 495 and Lawrence here. 93, it's stop and go again from 125 and North Ender all the way out to Wilmington. And then here breaks again from 128 out of Wilmington all the way out to Somerville here. 93 on the northbound side, so get an accident before 485 and over, so expect a few delays here. 128 on the northbound side is a little slow from 95 to Route 114 Peabody here. 185 on the southbound side, so after Route 20 Marlboro here. Route 2 in the eastbound side, so from Route 180 in Leominster all the way up to 485 in Littleton here. Route 2 in the eastbound side, so at Route 27 in Acton here. 485 on the northbound side it is, so from Route 2 in Littleton all the way up to Route 119 in Littleton here. Route 3 in the southbound side, so from Route 40 in Chelmsford all the way up to Billerica, and then hit brakes again at Route 3 in the southbound side. Before Route 128, 485 on the southbound side it is, so from 230 been through all the way up to Chelmsford here. 495 on the northbound side. So from Route 3 and low all the way up to Route 3 in Tewksbury here. Up in New Hampshire here. Everett Trip still also from Manchester Boston Airport all the way up to Merrimack here. 101 on the westbound side. So over the Exeter stretch. 93 on the southbound side. So we're at the Derry New Hampshire at Route 128 here. 95 on the northbound side. A little slower at half the tolls. Baldwin trip back to the southbound side, slow at Route 125 in Rochester, New Hampshire. 93 to southbound side, slow around the hooks and tolls and up in Maine on the main trip back, still good from York to the gutter via Parkland here. Okay, look at that MBTA alerts here at 8:10. Subway system is looking good here. Greenbush Line train 074703 from Greenbush is operated approximately 10 and 50 minutes late due to late train traffic ahead here. Greenbush Line train 071648 from South Station on the move, operated train 30 minutes late due to a mechanical problem here. Kingston Plymouth Line train 033 711 a.m. from South Station late today, 30 minutes due to late train traffic ahead here. And on the ferries, all Human Island ferry trips will be around about 14 days due to scheduled log out of bridge construction 3 to 8 minutes of travel. Here, Channel News Time, 8:11 here, Tide Fall. What a reporting on this Wednesday morning. It is another chilly start to morning as fall is here and we're expected to warm up to 72 as today we'll get some patch bug for 80 of that. Otherwise, that's got about 72 degrees. Cowboy becoming north around 5 to 7 miles per hour in the morning here. Tonight, patch bug up to 40 miles. Coast got about 48 degrees. Calm wind. Thursday, patch bug for 90 miles. That's got about 73 degrees. And north wind becoming northeast around 8 to 13 miles per hour in the morning here. Winds could as high as 23 miles an hour here. Thursday, most coast got about 48 degrees. Light northeast wind. Friday, most coast got about 67 degrees. Northeast about 6 miles an hour here. Friday night, podcast got about 47 degrees. Saturday, most of the podcasts got about 66 about 48 degrees. Sunday, most of the podcasts got about 69 about 53 degrees. Monday, most of the podcasts got about 72 about 36 degrees. And for Tuesday, most of the podcasts about 75 degrees. Here, north temperature at 8:12 a.m. 53 degrees with first gas humidity 93%. That is going to be it for the Peter Chell Water News on this Wednesday morning, September 23rd, 2015. Previously, have a good morning with a good buzz to 11 a.m. from 11 a.m. port. Have a good morning here.